somewhere inside this building, the future died quietly. 50 meters down, a factory floor that never ran a shift, every robot still waiting. One bolt, one of 10 million installed in a machine that never moved. Full speed, empty corridors. This is what failure looks like at pace. Glass is patient. It cracked slowly, the way all great ambitions do. Half a kilometer of steel and glass, built for a revolution, abandoned before it began. This arm welded nothing. It held its last chassis and never let go. The line is still loaded. Every station, every module, ready to run, for years. 3:47 a.m. That's the last time anyone cared what happened here. From up here, it looks like a blueprint for a company that never built anything. The boardroom had the best view of everything going wrong. They just couldn't see it. These blueprints were perfect. The engineering was flawless. The money ran out first. One car. This factory was built for thousands. It made one. White primer, no paint beneath it. No color was ever chosen. That's how close they got. Armies of machines, each one a different purpose, all frozen, all waiting, for an order that never came. Dead leaves drift in. Even the building stopped keeping the world out. Someone wrote their name on this. The last worker to leave left proof they existed. The blast doors are half open. Inside, machines still blink. The test chamber never tested anything. Still wired, still mounted. A battery cell that passed every check and went nowhere. Layer after layer of overspray. Every color this factory planned to use applied to nothing but its own walls. The roof gave way. Not dramatically, not all at once. One beam, then another. Look up. The structure built to last a century started letting the sky in within 3 years. Charging columns, ready. Cables hanging. Not one vehicle ever plugged in. A conveyor seam, measured in millimeters. That's how far it got. Solar panels, hundreds of them, built to power a revolution, never connected. Dust settles. Time is the most patient thing in any abandoned building. The fence held the world out. Eventually, the world stopped wanting in. This arm fell. The only dramatic thing that ever happened on this production line. Into the vault. Machines inside are still recording. There's just nothing left to measure. A name, a date. The last human signature in a building built by the thousands. From up here, the second phase site is visible. They plan to build another one. It rains inside now. Nature has started the renovation no investor ever authorized. Built for the future. The future disagreed. Redefine mobility. A cracked frame for a cracked promise. Still mounted, still unread. Enough power to run a small city, never drawn, every breaker locked in off position. Ghost shapes through dirty glass. A whole world preserved in grime just out of reach. They planned underground tunnels. Connection, logistics, ambition, flooded before they were finished. A bent barrier. Someone fell here, or something did. Caution tape outlasted the cause. Up, through the broken roof, into the only thing that still works here, the sky. The last chassis. Brake lines hanging, waiting for a technician who never came back. Aerospace-grade welds, perfect geometry, the best work this factory ever did, on a car that went nowhere. Wheel hubs, still packaged, in foam, in hope, in a room where time stopped. Rise through the machines, floor to ceiling, a forest of frozen intention. 12 cells, test probes ready. A machine built to run a cycle that never started. 200 meters, designed to pass 1,000 cars a day. It passed 0. Tanks the height of a house, sealed, dry. The paint was never mixed. Even the drain has more character than most of what was built here. 4 arm types, 1 island. The most complex ballet of machinery this factory ever staged, frozen in Act 1. The column is cracking. The building is dissolving from the inside, slowly, quietly. Magic hour. For one moment every day, this factory looks like it could still matter. The safety lines are perfect, because nothing ever crossed them. Investor chairs, arranged toward a factory floor that performed for no one. A broken cell, the only thing in this building that ever let go completely. A quarter mile of frozen production, one continuous shot. The length of failure is longer than you think. The dream, still pinned to the perimeter, sun-bleached. No cars, no workers, just speed and emptiness. The only thing moving here is time. Wind found a way in. Nature is always the last inspector. Executive names engraved, pristine steel, on a day none of them would want commemorated. 1 hard hat, on the floor, the factory's only biography. From intake to output, the full journey. No vehicle ever made it. Something still runs here, the generators, the only machines doing their job. Heat rising. The only warmth in the building comes from machines that have no choice. The letters are falling. The brand is physically dissolving, one character at a time. Most innovative startup, 2022. A corridor of trophies for a company that innovated itself out of existence. Blue LEDs, still blinking. Processing data from sensors that monitor a factory with nothing to report. 6 stories, 1 drop. The atrium was built to impress visitors. None ever came. Through the broken pane, the best view of this factory is from outside looking in. Exit, still lit, pointing to a door no one will ever need to use in an emergency. Rust runs like rivers. Time writes in amber on white concrete. This factory has been writing for years. A stage, branded barriers. The reveal event was already designed. The car was not. 10,000 frames per second. 1 drop. The most dramatic thing to happen on this floor in 3 years. The handover bay, where the celebration was meant to happen. Empty, lit by amber, waiting still. A painted silhouette, the shape of a car that was never here. The most honest thing in the building. Descending into the negative space, an outline of absence. This is where it should have stood. Last light. The prototype glows, not with ambition anymore, with something quieter. The only car this factory ever touched. Incomplete. Alone. Still the most important vehicle this building will ever know. The hinge was installed perfectly. The door was never hung. A promise kept halfway. This space was built for thousands. 1 car stands at the center of it, the saddest stage in automotive history. Rising, past the machines, through the roof, into the sky, leaving it all behind. From outside, at dusk, it almost looks operational. Almost. A spider found the robots useful, nature's own precision engineering. finer than anything this factory produced. The internal road network, lane markings perfect, not a tire mark on them. A supply chain that was ready. Packaging for 10,000 vehicles, used for 0. The sprinkler is still primed, ready for a fire in a factory that never got hot enough to matter. Press close to the glass. The world inside is colder and stiller than anything outside. Phase 2, 10% complete. The ambition expanded even as the first was failing. All boxes checked. Perfect safety record. Nothing dangerous ever happened. Because nothing ever happened. From 1,000 meters, it's just a shape. The scale of ambition, reduced to geometry. One green LED. A battery cell still alive, still doing its job, in a building that forgot what the job was. Night falls on the factory. The amber strips fight the dark. Industrial Gothic, beautiful and dead. The prototype at night. White primer catching amber light. The most cinematic thing this factory ever produced. And it was never meant to be seen this way. The keypad still waits, still accepting codes. A door guardian for an empty kingdom. Rise through the dark, through the broken roof, stars above. The universe had no position on whether this worked. For a moment at dawn, it almost tricks you. Pink light on glass, a factory pretending to be alive. The dream, framed, pinned to the wall of the disaster. Workers smiling, cars rolling, a fiction that cost billions. Retreating, the factory growing smaller behind us. Some failures deserve a slow goodbye. Moss, life choosing this place anyway. The most optimistic thing here. Golden hour. Every crack, every breach turned to light. The factory, finally complete. A bird, moving freely through the machines. The only vehicle this factory ever guided. The world doesn't wait for the machines that were supposed to change it. But somewhere, right now, another gigafactory is breaking ground. Steel Reborn. Next time, the one that actually made it.